I have helped my clients generate over 500,000 euros in the last 12 months. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Darrell Airy. I'm the owner of Excel Mentorship, the leading fitness business mentorship, where we specialize in helping coaches scale to six figures and multi six figures per year, no matter what their start point. I myself personally, in the last 6 years, have scaled three of my own businesses to multi six figures per year. I had my own in-person PT company, I had my online fitness coaching company, and now I have my fitness business mentorship. We've helped many coaches, maybe just like some of you watching, do the exact same way. People like Mark, who scaled from 2K per month to 25K per month. People like Luke go from 0 to 10K per month in the space of just 4 months. People like Molly go from 1.8K to 15K per month. And people like Cormac go from 16K to 34K per month, and many, many more. And in this video, I'm going to explain the exact 5 steps we've done with them to get results like that, and also chat through some of the characteristics they had, which was key to their success. Before I get into the actual strategy we use with our clients to achieve such results, I'm going to explain some characteristics that all my most successful clients have, because these are characteristics that I actually can't teach, and no one can actually teach you. And if you want to run a successful fitness business, or any business for this matter, you need to have these characteristics, especially when it's a business where you're dealing with people. The first one is they actually had a passion for helping people. Unfortunately, I can't teach that. If you're a coach who's in it solely for the money, you're not going to get very, very far. I promise you that. Even me, I never thought I could make fantastic money as a personal trainer and online coach, so on and so forth, when I was first starting out in the industry. It was just my passion was carrying me forward. And then I learned the skills necessary to aid that, to grow my business alongside my passion. The second one, then, they were coachable. Okay, they took feedback on board, they got the strategy, and they ran with it. If you're someone who gets motivated for 1 second, but you're not willing to actually put in the work, listen to feedback, and take it on board, you're not going to go very, very far. And the third one, then, they were actually willing to invest in themselves. Often you have to spend money to make money. If you don't have the skills right now, you're going to need to learn those skills from somewhere. And the quickest way to learn those skills, just like I did, just like my clients did, is invest in someone who can teach you those skills. So many coaches stay stuck every single year because they have too much of an ego to admit that they need help. So before I get to the 5 steps, those are 3 characteristics that I can't teach. So if you don't have those characteristics, it's not even worth watching the rest of the video, if I'm being completely honest, because unfortunately, if you don't have them, you're not going to get very, very far. Okay, so the 5 steps that we focus on with our clients to achieve these results were: number 1 is the marketing method. Okay, so this is where we get very clear on who you're trying to target with your coaching. Basically, your ideal customer. You probably all heard that before, but coaches still overlook it. So first, we get very, very clear on who we're trying to target within our content, because without that, our content is going to fall short. We're not going to attract people, okay? And we're going to really, really struggle. Once we get very clear on our ideal customer, we need to get very clear on our messaging. So everything we're speaking about, everything we're posting about, we are targeting those people, speaking directly to them, evoking emotion out of them, digging into their pain points, digging into their struggles, so on, so forth. So get very clear on our ideal customer, get very clear on our messaging. Then from there, we're going to create a content strategy which speaks to them, okay? Digs into their pain points, digs into their struggles, provides solutions to their problems, okay? While also showcasing social proof of people like them achieving amazing results. If you're a coach starting from scratch, like I tell all my clients, if you don't have results right now, utilize your own journey, your own transformation. I actually created a separate video, okay, which I'll leave in the bio, where I literally explain exactly how to identify your ideal customer if you are a coach starting out. So make sure to watch that if you don't know how to do it. Once we have that nailed, then we're going to start creating sales assets and start outbound messaging to these people. Outbound messaging, when you're a coach starting out, is essential. I don't care what any mentor tells you. Any mentor tells you conversations aren't important and you don't need to do it, is just trying to sell you into their mentorship, because unfortunately people hate reaching out to people. They think it's salesy, they think it's desperate, and it can be when you do it the wrong way. But when you do it the right way, being genuine, leading with value, make it personalized to them, it works extremely well and it'll be a huge money maker for your business. So We're going to start DMing, start about messaging to people that are engaging in our post likers, story engagers, new followers, following up on old conversations, and even your current followers as a last resort. The more conversations you start, the better. In terms of sale assets then, I basically mean free resources. So you should be creating free resources for your ideal customer. If you're a fat loss coach, that could be fat loss guides. If you specialize in muscle building, that could be muscle building guides. It could be recipe books, so on and so forth. Whatever your audience struggles with, you want to create assets around them, put them out there on your social media, get people replying to that, inquiring for them, okay? Send them to them then, and that's going to build up a lot of trust with your audience. From there, then, we're also going to make sure we're doing call to actions every single week. A direct call to action and an indirect call to action. A direct call to action, you're putting it out there that you're looking for clients while being very specific on what you do, who you're helping, with a certain time frame, so on and so forth. An indirect call to action then is basically you sharing free resources on your story, encourage people to DM you to receive it, while also maybe doing polls, which are very easy to answer to help create conversations. That's the marketing method. Optimize your Instagram, make it appealing to your ideal customer when you get very clear on it. Creating content directed at these people, getting very clear on your messaging, okay? From there then, starting DMing, start outbound messaging people who are engaging with that content, creating sales assets, aligned with your ideal customers' biggest problems, and doing call to actions. They are essential parts of growing a business. Once we nail the marketing method, then we need to ensure we also master our sales. We need to know how to sell upfront packages. We need to know how to downsell people who can't afford the upfront package. We need to know how to manage objections, because again, there's no point in me teaching people or anybody teaching you how to get 10 clients booked in for calls if we can't close those people. The issue with most coaches is they charge too low prices for their coaching because they're confident in selling themselves. They don't know how to charge upfront packages. They don't focus on selling results and emotion, and then they don't know how to downsell either if they do pitch an upfront package, so they end up losing leads because they couldn't afford the upfront package. So we need to know how to sell upfront packages. We need to not charge low prices for our coaching and have the confidence to not charge low prices for our coaching. We need to know how to downsell, okay? And we need to know how to manage objections. If you can literally nail the first two tips I mentioned there, the marketing method and sales, you'll be ahead of most coaches, because most coaches don't know what to market and they don't know what to sell. And if you don't know what to market and you don't know what to sell, no matter what business you run, you are going to fail. I can promise you that. So step one, nail your marketing, through the steps I mentioned there. Then step two is nailing your sales, mastering selling upfront packages, knowing how to manage objections, knowing how to downsell when needed, okay? Knowing how to sell in results and emotion and not charging too low prices for your coaching, okay? Once those two steps are out of the way, then the marketing is really good. Our sales process is really good. What we're going to focus on then is retention, okay? There's no point me, again, teaching you to get 10 clients signed up if 10 clients leave. You cannot scale a business with a leaky bucket. If you constantly have clients coming in, but constantly clients leaving through the back door, you're never going to grow your business. You're always going to stay in relatively the same position. So what we need to do is have a 5-star service. People come in, they get amazing results, they stay long term, but also we know how to sell people into new packages, our current clients into new packages. So for example, just to put it in very simple terms, with your service, you need to ensure when people come in, they get a very good onboarding process. Everything's made clear to them. They understand everything. It's tailored to them. You have touch points throughout the week with them to make sure they're happy and they're progressing well. You also need to have a community so people feel part of something. When people feel part of something, they're a lot less likely to leave. Then also as well, a huge money maker for my clients and even in my business too, is setting clients into new packages. So you need to know how to do it. So I like to call it a milestone call. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to get clients on calls, your current clients on calls, wherever in packages, roughly halfway through their program, chat through how well they're doing, okay, get them excited for future goals and sell them into a new package with an irresistible offer. If you can nail the first 3 steps I mentioned there, the marketing, the sales and retention, you'll have a very, very good business. I can promise you that. From there then, once we have those 3 things nailed, the next thing we're going to focus on is delegation. The first 3 steps there I mentioned, once done consistently and done correctly, will get you to 10K per month. And once you get to 10K per month, if you want to get to 15K per month, 20K per month, 25K per month, so on and so forth. We need to prioritize our time and start delegating tasks that are not growing our business. So for example, with Mark, we got Mark to 10K per month very, very quickly. So what we done there, we hired 2 staff members for him. The first one was an appointment setter to stop Mark spending time in the DMs himself and to get more leads booked in for calls. This was huge for him. We trained him in, okay, we got that setter working at a very good level, becoming very skilled at the role, and he was constantly getting Mark calls booked in, okay? Then we also hired Mark a coach to offload some of the fulfillment from him so he wasn't stuck all day, every day doing check-ins. Because again, if he was, that was going to take time away from his real needle movers in his business, aka his content and his sales. Because again, if we have a really good service, okay, clients are happy and progressing well, we need to ensure now we're bringing new clients into the business, and that's going to be done through marketing, putting more effort into content, and putting more effort into sales. Just from those 2 hires alone, Mark got from 10K per month to 15K per month, just by freeing up more time by him not doing DMs and also having someone in the role who was specifically focused on getting calls booked in, led to a lot more calls being booked in, and then offloading fulfillment to that coach we hired, freed up more time for Mark to take more sales calls and push out better and more quality content, okay? That got him from 10K per month to 15K. Then once we got to 15K per month, we knew we needed a strategy to bring new leads into the business. Okay, so what we started doing was running ads. Okay, ads are extremely important when it comes to scaling a business. However, most coaches rush into doing them when they don't have proof of concept with their organic. You need that first, because if you run ads to a profile that doesn't have proof of concept in organic, isn't making money organically, and the page isn't set up to appeal to a certain type of person, you may as well catch money and throw it in the bin. So once we have all those 4 steps nailed first, we will then move on to paid advertising. So what we focus on with our clients is scripting and running very, very profitable ads and driving them into conversion systems like our opt-in pages, okay, for free resources, like our VSLs, okay, and also email marketing to nurture all the new leads that come into the business so they too turn into paying clients. Those 5 steps are what's responsible for our client results so far. As I said, people like Mark going from 2K per month to 25K per month, Luke going from 0 to 10, Cormac 16 to 34, Molly 1 to 15, and the list goes on and on and on. I hope people took some value from this video, and again, make sure to like and subscribe if you did, because I am posting daily tips here to help you scale a coaching business. And if you want my help one-to-one or even a quick conversation on these 5 steps, or if you have any questions, there's a link to book a call below, so feel free to do so, and I'll chat to you on the next one.